Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a layout share of what I completed at the retreat this past weekend. And some of these layouts are going to be May I Scrap Lift You layouts, okay? But I did not take my camera setup. I just scrapbooked. So I'm going to show you the things that I did. This first one right here, I scrap lifted Crystal from Pineapple Papers, who is the creator of the May I Scrap Lift You series, and she was definitely a fun one to scrap jack. I really liked her torn edges over here and how she had embellishments off the side. Now her photo was the other way, but this is the photo I was working with, so that is what I did. These are the scrapbook albums. These are the very first thing that we packed when we were moving from California to Washington. Okay, this next one is also a scrapjack. This is from Lisa Cuneo. This is her layout right here. 3 photos, horizontal elements here, and then some decoration up there in that top corner. Now, I did not put decoration in my top corner because I felt like my layout was balanced as is. And these are photos of our house in California. And just slight embellishment, not a whole heck of a lot. It's not super thick. But yeah, these are photos when we were leaving. So that's that one. Okay, this one is also a scrap jack. This is from Scrappy Sisters Oz. I honestly don't know if it was Katie or Jess that did this layout, but they've got these cup files with these arrows, and I have a stencil that has arrows very similar to it. So I went ahead and did that. This was my last day at Hobby Lobby in California, which, as you can tell, I was actually really sad about. My last day in Washington, not so much. But this is Candy Coat, Bruce Monroe Candy Coat through the stencil, and they had 4 smaller photos, but I had 2 larger ones, so I made that happen. So today was such a good day not. And there's even some magic mesh over here. Okay, this one is also a scrapjack. This is from Jody, who is Floppy Eared Farm on Instagram. As you can see, she had some stenciling and mixed media, and I went ahead and did some stenciling and splatters as well. I also added this pink because, guys, I know that people complain about teal and pink, and I don't care. I love the combination, and it just kind of works for me. So it's hello and cheers. Love this. My sister sent Christopher and I a couple bottles of Prosecco in celebration of moving and Christopher's promotion. So she sent that over to us, and that was really awesome. Okay, this one is a scrapjack of Mel Walkden. She is Mel W Scrapping over here on YouTube, and she had this layout that I really liked. She had one kind of larger photo, but I had 2, so I trimmed these down to put them here. She had embellishments here and here, so I did that as well. And then she had like a picket that went across the top of her photo because it was covering up, you know, the grounds. But if I put that line across the top of my photo, I'd be cutting off this part of the winery, and I didn't want to do that. So I put my line across underneath of the photo. I did tear my edges and ink the edges because she did tear and ink her edges too. When I tear edges, I don't seem to ink them a whole lot, but I did with this one. And I hope I remembered to date these bad boys. There are definitely dates on a lot of these. This is by Scrapping on the Fly, Kristen. So her layout was this one right here, and she has torn edges as well, and then a portrait and a landscape photo and some decorations and a title down here at the bottom. So I did that same thing. I have my portrait and my landscape photo. I have decoration about the page, and I decided not to tear this time, and instead just go ahead and cut my paper so that had a straight line. Now this is going to be the last layout that I scrapjacked, and I scrapjacked Sharon, who's Pez Scraps again on Instagram. So I thought this was awesome because this is a scrapjack of Crystal from 2022's May I Scraplift You series. She's got a photo of Crystal and Amber and lots of decorations and stripes, and I just really like that. So I did this. This is my vine at Kim Cannon Vineyard. It has my name and when I became a Legacy Club member, so October 2021. And then I just went ahead and used these papers. Now this is a wood grain paper from Close to My Heart. This is an October Afternoon striped paper. The florals are from 49 and Market. And all of these layouts are things that I have done with the new version of the Never Ending Kit. So as you can see, there is a wide variety of things that I can make with this kit where they aren't so bright like most of the layouts from the April version of the Never Ending Kit. Like, you would not think that these products would be together in a kit, and yet they are. Okay, like I said, that was going to be the last one that I scrapjacked. After that, I decided to stop scrapjacking and just do my thing. So here's that one. This is Chloe at graduation. I took a little bit of Nouveau and just spread it on my cardstock here, and it just adds a little bit of color and a little bit of shimmer, not a whole bunch, but this is Chloe at her college graduation, so let's celebrate Chloe. And these are from 49 and Market as well, and then of course some enamel dots and just little bits. These flowers I bought at the retreat. I also got these 49 and Market things at the retreat. They were not in the kit. If you watch that really long kit video, you'll see what I mean. This is a layout that is kind of near and dear to my heart just because of the content. And there's no journaling on it because I don't feel like it needs it. I did put the date. We were texting. I was unpacking, and something I found earlier, I said, you just need to understand the house is a disaster. If I didn't find the coffee pot soon, I was popping open wine. So obviously I found the Keurig, and I used some wooden buttons, and this is a teacup. Pretty sure it's a teacup, but we are treating it as a coffee cup, and it kind of works. So I've got this horizontal line up here with the washi tape, and then a kind of repeat of an almost horizontal line with the torn edges down here. And again, all of these things came from the same kit, so it's just kind of wild when you go with a big kit and you, instead of going, okay, this matches all of this stuff, and you say, oh, that will match that and that will match that. So this is another layout for Chloe at graduation. So as you can see, class of 2023, they had this set up as a photo opportunity. And I just thought that Too Cool for School was definitely something that had to go on this layout. And then there are people underneath of these leaves and things, and I just felt like they were a little bit too distracting, so we covered them up. All right, here is Christopher and I. This is outside of our house in California when we left, and then this is us outside the house in Washington when we arrived. So we were leaving here and we got there here. Again, lots of little bits and things tucked in here. This paper, I took Brutus Monroe Pearl Chroma Mist and just sprayed it and smoothed it out to go ahead and get that kind of that metallic-y looking shiny effect on there. This one is super fun and colorful, and I kind of love it. This is my carts that we wrapped up and took in the U-Haul with us. Some of the things went with the moving company and some of the things went with the U-Haul, and I needed to be able to have scrapbooking access because who knew how long it was going to take to unpack and actually get the scrapbook room set up. And I scrapbooked here in the kitchen in California. And as you can see, this is one of the racks with some goodies set up in it. And there is an overhead cabinet above this. And I would film in the kitchen standing up scrapbooking right here with the oven light on because it was the best light I had after packing everything else up. Yeah, that was a whole situation, but very bright, fun, and colorful. This is Chloe's art show before she graduated. She is right here. They had two photos, like the nice one right here, and then here we are having fun. So it's be creative and happy. Just a little bit of fabric. It's not too terribly, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not too terribly thick, but there's a good amount of heft to it, but it's not as thick as some layouts. So there is that one. This is Destination Washington. So this is the moving truck, an 18-wheeler kind of tractor trailer situation. And then this is the checkoff sheet for the boxes that were loaded. So anytime the movers would come in and yell out a box number and I would cross it off. And then anything that was damaged or something that came through and it didn't have a tag on it, everything had to be documented. So I had to sign off on that. These flowers I also picked up at Hobby Lobby. I was there, and again, we got the magic mesh going down. This is a layout that I started but did not finish, and that is because this is the inside of that chevron paper that I cut out. So this was the last layout that I started on of the day with Chloe and Lana and the river right there. So this is a double pager, and here that is. This is a winery here in Washington that we went to, and I went ahead and got this decorated like this, and yeah, it's a double page, so that makes me happy. One of my favorite things to do with a double page layout when I have photos facing the same direction is just stack them across the page. And do paper and then do a couple of clusters. Now this paper is actually, I only had one sheet of each of these. So I cut them in half. My washi tape is giving out. I cut them in half and then just washi taped them butted up against each other together. Speaking of together, this is a really simple layout, not a whole lot of heft at all. It is on black cardstock. So this was one of the stencils of the month. It's kind of a cascade of stars. You could get the same effect using the All-Star stencil and just not using all of the area. And then I added these stars on top and then some enamel dots, and this one looks like it's moving. Don't know if that's actually where it went, but it's fine. And then this is just a photo of our family at Christmas time when we were all together. Okay, this is Christopher's birthday. So last year, all of us were in different states. The girls were still at school. Alex was in California, and Christopher was actually in Chicago, and I was here. And then our family sings, and then I thought this guy right here with the telephone was appropriate, even though these are screenshots of us FaceTiming and singing together. And if you guys have ever had the experience of singing Happy Birthday with any of us, you will know that it is something special for sure. The girls at the Scrapping Reflections retreat got to experience that, and they also sang Happy Birthday to Lana, so that was a real treat. Okay, there will be a Scrapping Reflections retreat in 2025, just throwing that out there. Okay, these are this is a layout. This is like faked out Project Life, which is one of my favorite ways to do it. It's just photos adhered to cardstock, so I don't have to worry about pockets and my photos coming out of them or anything like this. So this is when Christopher took his car up to Washington. So there's this whole road trip situation, and we've got these photos going there, and then I have this layout. So for this layout, this is again a photo of Christopher and I outside of our house in California before we left. And I was going to do some journaling on here, but I did not want to do it at the retreat, just because I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to say. But basically it is, you are my home. He is home, guys. So we have lived in Maryland, Delaware, California, and Washington. And he also commuted to New York, and he would spend the weeks in New York and the weekends at home in Maryland. And no matter what, no matter where we are together, as long as I'm with him, I am home. So that was going on down there. This one right here is 2 stencils. Now this is just ink, and then this is a Nuvo drops that was through a stencil, and it crackled. So it's definitely, I don't think it's meant to be a paste, right? And it crackled, and I actually like the crackle. I think it's pretty. And then this is just, you know, a photo of Christopher and I, and there's no title. It's just this with this cool ribbon that I found at Hobby Lobby, and these florals that I also found at Hobby Lobby. So we went shopping at Hobby Lobby while we were there. This is my coffee layout. Come on and get happy. I've shared these photos when I took them because Christopher bought me this mug from the Disney store where it's Ursula, and this is before coffee and then after coffee. And I sent these photos to him, and then I shared them online because I thought they were kind of hilarious. So here is that layout. This is some white burlap that I was super excited to find also at Hobby Lobby. Did a little bit of shopping this weekend, can you tell? So here we have this. This is what I walked into on my first day at Hobby Lobby in Washington. The roof leaked, and there was standing water. Ceiling tiles were falling down. Like it was a travesty. So it says crafter's gonna craft, maybe. And then this is a kind of like stencil, get all of this stuff that was on the stencil off onto another piece of paper, and it's kind of messy, and I figured it would be appropriate for that layout. This one says stay cozy. So this is where we spent the last 2 nights before we actually moved. We have a blanket, 2, and a flannel sheet set, and we slept on the floor in front of the gas fireplace in the living room. So yeah, there's that. And again, these florals came from Hobby Lobby. Okay, here is Please Join Us for Wine Tasting. This is Christopher and I at my favorite vineyard in California. See, favorite? So this is just some photos of us and decorations, and again, it's us tasting wine. And there's a rosé right there, and I can guarantee you we did not drink that rosé because I don't like rosé. All right, and then finally, the last layout is gonna be this layout of Chloe, Lana, and their friend. They were at a baseball game, and this is one of the things I like doing with photos is to put them opposite each other and have similar decorations on the side, and I decided to title it Sweet Friends. This is the All-Star stencil with Chroma Glaze through it. And it's actually kind of a shame that this is all covered up because it's gorgeous, but I feel like you get enough of it that you get the effect. So how many layouts did I do at Retreat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's a half, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 and a half. So, not my most productive weekend with the amount of layouts that I get done, but definitely layouts that I love, and definitely got to spend some time with some friends that I love. So it was an amazing weekend, and I had so much fun with my friends and scrapbooking. So that is where I am going to leave it. If you have any questions, let me know and I will get back to you. And I also am really proud of myself, you guys, because my never-ending kit is put away. I unpacked and everything is ready to go. So I have this big Mamba Jamba full of stuff. And I do have to say I added some things that I purchased at Retreat because if I didn't add these things, I would have had to have already added paper to the kit because of how many sheets were actually used up. So I'm leaving those in there for the ones that I purchased. I did not, every piece of paper that I purchased at Retreat is not in the kit. Some of it has already been put away, but a good chunk of it is. So those are my layouts, you guys. That is the never-ending kit for May. And yeah, I'm excited to really get going with this and keep going throughout the month of May. And I hope you guys are as excited as I am about the variety of kind of looks and feels that these layouts have with this new iteration of the kit. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.